in this present moment with all of us. Thank you for providing a beautiful dinner for all of us. It's been really nice. And to sit at this lovely table was a lot of fun. We all opened our cups. I don't know if you all opened yours and found your word of inspiration. And I just want to say, be inspired. Take away what you want to, get out of it, or whatever resonates with your heart and your spirit and your soul. Just take that, embrace that, and apply that to your life. So, Pastor, would you like to say a prayer? Or?
Sure. Dear God, we just come here just to give you praise and thank you for this group that is coming together to help each other, to support each other. Give us the strength that we need to continue to do that and to learn and have that heart and mind of learning always. We thank you. We ask you to bless everyone here, bless the speaker, and just know that we love you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. So tonight I wanted to share with you about self-care. A lot of times we are, and this goes for all of us, and we are in the trenches of life. We are rushing, we are running, we are going. We're involved with our families, our friends. Our work keeps us, quite busy. So a lot of times we don't take time for ourselves, and we lose ourselves in that. And I'm guilty of losing myself in that as well. So we need to make ourselves a priority every day. And I just wanted to share some things that were on my heart about how to have self-care. But I also would like, now that we've ate and we all feel full and happy, and I know maybe you men aren't going like this, but would you all mind standing up to do some movement with me tonight? And if you feel like you can't, and you need to stay seated, that's fine. Just move in your seats. Because, I always say, through our lives, we need to move through it. If we're physically moving, so I don't know how old you all are, but I'm 60. So and I know some of you are older than that. But the thing is, we need to keep moving. And so movement through our situations, our problems, our lives is going to keep us stable. And I'm all about being stable. Sometimes we're on, sometimes we're off with that. But we need to be conscious about our health, our mental. I would say body, mind, soul, spirit, gut. It all lines up. Starting in the mind, it always, and though I was eating 4 nice little whoever made those were lovely. So I have to move extra. So what I always say, we just need to keep moving so we're stability, and keep on our feet. Even, I know that, we all know Christ, we love him, but he wants us to really make an effort to keep ourselves together mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and even financially. So I have one of my favorite songs, and for me, movement could look like just swaying back and forth, or touching your kidneys or your back, or doing some of this, but just move your body, everyday move. So I'm going to play my favorite song, which is "Here Comes the Sun" by the Beatles. So I hope you all like it.
You guys had a thing going there.
Do we not like that? Well, my little 19-year-old granddaughter and I, she dances to it and she loves it. So I've been doing that with her since she's been a baby, and every day is, "Here comes the sun, here comes the sun," and it goes on and on. So let's just move. Let's have the sun come. And if you want to sing, because it's all right. Here comes the sun. Woo! I'm a little crazy, just bear with me. I'm so fun. You want to do a little bit of this? Some of you ladies like to walk. Let's get our movement on, our groove. Stretching, stretch our backs. Oh, it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry. I told you I'm a little cuckoo. I need more room.
ahead and get a mantle out.
Thank you, I know some of you didn't want to do that, especially the men probably said, oh no, but thank you. Thank you for participating with these shows. So tonight I wanted to talk about making things a priority, and one of them is sleep. Sleep is really important, and all of us that are at a certain age are really suffering with sleep, and I know we are. I talk to my girlfriends, we talk a lot, even I know some men that are suffering with their sleep in their body, and it has to do with our hormones, but it's really vital and important that we, and I know this is hard, try to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep, and that's really important. The body reboots itself when we go to sleep, and I know we all kind of get that, but we really need to make an effort to sleep at night. And then you go into a different realm when you do go to sleep. There are different realms of sleep. You know, you can be in the realm of where, you know, you go into the dream state. But that's when the body is doing the most preparing. And we need to, you know, have our bodies, we're faced with all day long with stress. You know, we have things going on in our own families, in our own lives. We have things going on at our, if we're still working, whatever we're doing, things are happening. So to get the stress, it is very important for ourselves to rest. Then I want to talk about really chronic stress. And chronic stress is not good. Chronic stress is something that will kill us in the end. And so for me, it is important, and I know Lacey gave me some notes up here, but I have some of these notes. When you eliminate chronic stress, that's the key thing in your life. Now I know that we do prayer, meditation, we go on vacations, we do self-care. You ladies, you love to get your nails done, who doesn't want a massage? It's all beautiful, it's all the fluff. But what about going deeper than that with the chronic stress? You know, prayer is important, meditation is important, but we need to go deeper. We need to get into our heart-centered self, and that's coming in our heart and feeling. And, you know, when you're in a place of chronic stress, it's either going to take over your life and kill you. I understand about acute stress, we all have that. But chronic stress is just going to take our lives away. It's going to slowly kill us. So we need to be aware of that. We need to pay attention. Like, what is happening in my body? What am I feeling? Am I feeling it in my mind? Am I feeling it in my heart? And where am I feeling this stress that's happening? And then work from there, because that's really, really important. And a lot of times we are so used to just suppressing our emotions and feelings. We've been taught just to push it down. We need to work through it. We need to figure out what is happening to my life that I'm feeling. Could it be, I get it, it could be our children. I still have a young daughter who lives at home with me, a 22-year-old. So there are times where you feel the stress of your own children. I don't know if some of you have addicted loved ones in the PALS program here. That's another thing that's like chronic stress. But if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you be any good to anybody else? It's the person that's taking, you know, the water, the pitcher of water, and now is going around filling up everybody's glass, but yet their glass is empty. And there's no more water in the pitcher to even replenish your own glass. So for me, I just encourage you to think about, where am I headed in my 50s, my 60s, my 70s? Where am I going with this? Because I think we're all about at the same age. I think we're all there. So I'm encouraging you all to think about, how does that look for you? Like, what is happening with all of you? I understand about, you know, cortisol levels and, you know, all these different things that are happening in your body, but we have to eliminate stress. Not just deal with it, we have to eliminate that. Chronic stress needs to be wiped out. And how do you do it? You do it by eating better. You do it by exercising. You do it by moving. We have to move. You know, God can bless us all we want, and we can say, oh, I know the Lord, and but we have to do our part too. We have to take part in taking care of ourselves and doing what we have to do. If you want to live a healthy life, because I don't want my children having to take care of me. I don't know about all of you, but I don't want anybody to have to take care of me, so I have to take back my own life. And taking back is walking with the group that we walk with. I heard this beautiful lady here say, oh, I walked around the fountain. I think that's amazing that we can get out there and move and really make that effort. And whatever it may be, getting some home weights and doing things at home, or getting together with your friends and taking care of them. It's really important. It's the spiritual aspect of caring for yourself, your mental, your physical, your mind, body, soul, spirit, and gut. It all really lines up. And as believers, we really need to make an impact on our own lives. Because where are we at? How do we want to be? I know in the end, I don't want to be busted up. I really don't. And it is really important for me that I fall off. Believe me, I just went back to the gym recently. I'm like, wow, this feels so good. It's the first time in my life I haven't worked out for I think it's been like 8 months besides walking. Went back there and felt so good, and I'm going to continue on doing that. And it doesn't have to be hours upon hours like I used to be. It could be 15 to 30 minutes of taking care of yourself, doing that for yourself. You know, I know you ladies have children, and having children and small children, they pull at you, and it's so much. It's like you're always on, and you never have a break or a chance for yourself. By taking that time for you is really crucial, so you could be a better you, to be a better mom and parent to them. For yourself, and it is self-love. And self-love, sometimes we don't get that. We think, oh, you know, self-love is important. It's important for me, so I just want to encourage everybody. You know, in Japan, they have a word, it's called ikigai, and ikigai means purpose. We have a purpose on this earth. We just don't come here just to be here. We've been conditioned to...
Pretty trash.
We've been conditioned on the wheel of life. From the moment we came in, the conditioning started. Whatever those beliefs, the conditioning beliefs, our culture, our family, our religious beliefs, and what happens? What happens through the year? You come in so beautiful, but through the years, people are just saying things, doing things to you as a young baby. And we're conditioned. We've become robotic. And I don't know if any of you realize that, but I've realized that for many years now. Probably about 9 years, I'm like, what is happening in corporate America? Am I just the little robot? Yes, we all need to make a living. Yes, we need to go to work and do what we have to do. But let me tell you, this world has gotten a hold of us, and it's time for us to shake it off and show them what we're all going to do. They've been dictating and telling us what we're going to do. And so I am just encouraging you, like in ikigai means purpose. You came in for a purpose, God gave you a purpose. What is your purpose? You know, what is the purpose that we're here for? It's not just to go to work every day. Yes, you have your career. I think that's a beautiful thing, is to have a career. But a lot of times after you come home, you're just sitting like this on the chair and flicking through the channels because you're too tired, because corporate America or whatever, whoever's got a hold of you, whether it be a job somewhere else or in corporate, and now we're like this. We're like, oh my gosh, I have no more energy. And people, they wait to retire, and when they retire, they usually die. So, having said that, it sounds harsh, but it's true. So, it is time for us to take back our lives and really take a look at, where can I make a change? Where can I make a change for myself? You know, we think, I know I was raised an Italian woman in an Italian home. I thought it was being selfish by saying no. You usually have to say yes to everything. Yes, ladies, yes, yes, yes. Men don't cry, and little girls have to say yes to everything. Yes, yes, suppress, suppress, suppress. Well, that's chronic illness to me, and that's gonna kill us. So I know we're all at a certain age, but it doesn't matter. Take back your life, because you do have a purpose. We all have a purpose. God gave us a purpose. Like, what is your passion? What is your purpose? I'm 60 years old, and in my 60th birthday, I sat in class. I decided to take back my life. Instead of living through, oh, I can't go back to school. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. And all these, through the years of saying all these things, now the kids are grown and the kids are gone, pretty much. And I'm like, you know, I can do this. And I pushed myself out. at 60 years old, just like Martha Stewart and just like Julia, who's the chef lady? She's pivoted, they pivoted right in the middle of so I'm pivoting. And pivoting means changing my life. And even if it's scary, and even if it's overwhelming at times, and I'm trying to juggle the balls. My 60th birthday, I finished my trauma class. We had a potluck. Nobody knew it was my birthday, and I said, thank you for sharing my 60th birthday. I was so proud of myself for the first time in my life, instead of saying, all those years, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm scared, and I was scared. In time, I still get fearful. But what does it say? For God has not given me a spirit of fear, but what? Power, love, and a sound mind. Where are we? We need to reboot, we need to restart again. It doesn't matter how old we are, who cares? I don't care. But now, I told you, Lacey, I am going to say on my 61st birthday that I'm 59. I'm going to count back now. I think that's a good, Lacey suggested that yesterday at the gym. I'm like, good idea. So, counting back now, because you're as young as you feel anyway. But I am encouraging all of us to really change the game. Of course, I didn't follow anything because I never follow anything. Lacey's like, did you write it down? No, Lacey. But I wanted to share also about my little health, my little plan. I do try to get in 8 to 9 hours. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But I try to. And don't beat yourself up if you don't. But let's start sleeping. And I want to say this to women and to men. I know it's hard about our hormones, and it is very overwhelming. And it's almost a thing that nobody wants to talk about. It's the big elephant in the room. But I've been on hormones for years, and guess what? That is a game changer. Taking self-care, taking back your life. We don't have to have any shame in that. Take it back. Go to see the hormone doctor, because the cortisol levels, the estrogen, the testosterone, it's out the window. We don't have to suffer in that place. I don't suffer in that place. And if something's off, I'm calling him. I got off that exercise bike like a few years ago and said, you need to help me because I don't feel well. So, you know, we have to be proactive in our lives. If we want to live in our latter days well. And if anybody's in the healthcare, which Lacey is, anybody in this room has an elderly parent, nursing home, all that, take a good look, because that is scary for me. That's frightening. And I don't want my children caring for me because they probably wouldn't help me. So we all have to really take a good look at that. But my morning routine is I try to get up early in the morning, which I do. I usually get up between 4 and 5, unless I call Lacey and Joanne and say, I'm not walking today. But I do like to get out into the natural sunlight. When you go outside in the natural sunlight, when it is coming up, it changes your body. It helps you. Mentally, cells, it regenerates your cells. It's a body hack. We need to body hack our bodies. We need to be out there to get the natural sun rays when it's not scorching out here. It is a little bit colder now, and the sun isn't coming up as early. And the other day I was out there, I'm like, why are the birds not calling? Well, because it was cold, they were still asleep. So, but that is really important. It's a body hack. So, you know, try to get out there and do that. Breathing, you know, I was saying to you guys, breathe in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. If we breathe in, think about how we don't get oxygen. I don't know about all of you, and I'm not going to be in my ego. I'm a mouth breather. The big snuffleupagus mask has come towards me, you know, the breathing mask. Well, I got rid of that, and I'm like, no, I'm going to do something else now. But being a mouth breather and being somebody who's not getting enough, we're not getting enough oxygen in our bodies. There are times where people are working on the computer and their mouths are open. You could even be at the gym and people's mouths are open. We are mouth breathers. We are no longer breathing through our nose. So breathing in, you know, I think it's about 30 times through your nose, like breathing, exhaling out, breathing, exhaling out, and sometimes making a noise like, when you breathe out. You'll start, if you do that for like a week straight, you will start seeing your body change and you will feel better. So I believe in body hacking our bodies. And look up Gary Brecker. He's got it going on. I think he does. But that's helpful, and I like doing that as well. Then I get together with Joanna and Lacey, and we try to walk. It used to be 2 days, but then sometimes we've hit 3 or 4. Sometimes we make it. Even Lori comes sometimes, you know, and we encourage all of you if you want to come. I think it's great. But movement is, and I know, well, I move at my job, but sometimes that's just not enough. It's just not enough for us. And by the time you get home, you're spent and you're tired. So if you take that extra time in the morning to get up maybe 15 minutes earlier, and even if you just do some movement in your home, you'll see your life begin to like shift out and change. I feel so great when I'm doing movement. Even do that on the patio. In that sun, I'll just move, I'll stretch, I'll hit onto my lymphatic system. Our lymphatic system, you know, our liquid in our body, it gets stuck. Our bones are off. I take classes, it's called cranial unwinding. It has to do with every bone in our brain and in our body, and the fluid gets stuck. If our bone is, even in our heads, if it's twisted, or if we've fallen, or if we have injury, then our fluid is no longer flowing through our body in the right way. And then we're stuck, and then we're feeling all these aches and pains. But it's time for us to really take back our health. And I just really suggest start looking things up. If I put a little card in that cup, if anybody needs any guidance on that, I'm more than willing to help. The nutrition, our nutrition, as you all see now on the news, it's all about what's really happening. I've been saying this for probably 2 decades, and people thought I was insane about the food. My profession is a chef, and now I'm a wellness practitioner. I add in my chef stuff, I love that. But the food has been contaminated. Whoever has a garden is the luckiest person. I still don't have my garden. But our food, when you are in those stores and you are running down those aisles to all those boxed garbage, I don't know how you guys eat, but I do the perimeter of the store. And yes, I do like a sweet. I mean, that is the thing that I have to really monitor, because once I get on that, I can go crazy. And sugar creates what? It creates sickness, it creates cancer. And our body's being broken down. So that's just another thing, but our food, I'm hoping, what's his name, Kennedy? I hope he really changes our food, because the FDA has approved so much. We are being poisoned, and they know what they're doing to us. They know what they're doing, but what do we know? What do we know what they're doing to us? Are we being proactive, or are we just accepting this? Because when you go to the store and you see those little SKUs of the little thing that you bring your vegetable across, and it says 3 or 4, that's complete chemicals. When it says 8 or 9, it's organic. And then even organic still is getting the wind blowing the pesticides onto it. And the same thing for eggs. There is a lady in town, Carol. She's the garden lady. And if you all want her number, call me, because the garden lady, she has some magic stuff in her garden. And the same thing with the eggs. Oh, I love, I've seen her the other night at that snow thing. But the garden lady, I mean, who doesn't, and you can taste the difference. The only thing you have to wash it really well, because my youngest daughter said, there's bugs in her. I said, but don't you taste the difference? And you can taste the difference. And then you're not going to want to buy the stuff at the store. So there are things that we can do to take care of ourselves. And I just really encourage everybody to do that. Make choices. There's the bread lady in town. They make bread. Our bread, I don't know if you're aware of it, but our bread is full of, the wheat has been destroyed. He's smiling at me. His ears get tight listening, but the wheat has been destroyed. Our food has been destroyed. And we have now so many toxins and chemicals in our bodies because of that. I'm just saying, be aware and really take back your life, because it's too much. I don't want to go out all busted up, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And then another thing is personal hygiene. You know, we're all always doing our beauty and all these different things, but really, that's beautiful, and I love that. But it's our spiritual hygiene, our time to pray, meditate, whatever you do, take that time for you. I have a chair in my house, my gray chair that I sit on. I have my journal, I have my things around me, I read, sometimes I'll do a crossword puzzle just to keep my brain going. I do different things to keep myself going. I'll read, I listen to podcasts, I try to learn different things. It's so important. Just educating ourselves, keeping our minds sharp, because we're infiltrated with polluted things, even in our water. So really, and that's really pretty much it. I didn't follow any of my things. I do have a self-care handout that I'm going to hand you out, and then also 6 areas of self-care. Lacey found this one is really good, and it talks about, you know, the physical. It talks about the spiritual, and really look at that because it's something that can help us. And I know you guys are probably like some may be like, oh well, you know, you can't change, you know, maybe an old dog can't do nutrients, but that's all the more we need to do it because we're older. We're not these young 20-year-old kids like those two over there. So lucky. But you know what? We have wisdom, and we need to change our lives. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you can start right where you're at. And I always say I want to leave a legacy for my daughters. And the legacy, maybe it wasn't a ton of money, but it sure could be clarity of mind and a beautiful soul and a beautiful spirit, teaching them so that they can carry forward what I've taught them. That when you heal yourself, and I know a lot of us have some traumas and things going on in our lives, and they're real. When you start to do your work on yourself and you start digging through them and really digging deep to change circumstances, and we can't change other people, family members, people that we know, a wife or a husband that has addiction, we can't change these people. We can hold space, we can pray, we can stand in the gap, we can take care of ourselves and take care of our children. We can't change somebody else, but we can change ourselves, and that's where it starts. And doing your own work is so important. When you do your own work on yourself, a lot of times we are eager to want to assist and help that person, and they close us down and they shut us off. They don't want to hear us, but guess what? You can take it and you can take care of you. And when they're ready, they will come alongside you. And I don't know who has addicted loved ones in here. Who has addicted loved ones in here? Well, I was your addicted daughter. And now look at me. I was that young girl addicted. And I'm not addicted. You know, I think I was 16, 17 years old. And I went for a few years being addicted, but then I turned my life around. I did find Christ, changed my life. And I started from there, and through the years I've gotten better and better in my life. So there is hope. And you know, all of you that are taking care of your addicted loved one, it's a lot. And you lose yourself. It's like you're so focused on that individual that you no longer are caring for you. All you can do is pray, hold space for them, gather with your friends, call up a friend, do some self-care for you, meet with people, nurture your relationships with other people, pray with other people, find your space to have the healing for yourself, because as you're helping these people, you're losing yourself. And it doesn't mean you don't care and you don't love, because you do. You really do, but when that person is ready, you can't make people change. When that person's ready, they will turn around. If they're ready. And if not, you will probably stand there and watch things go on that's horrible. But stand in the gap and pray. But don't lose yourself as you're doing that. Because when you lose yourself, then what happens? And when you find the healing within you, you go back 7 generations to heal the land. Your people, and then 7 generations ahead. And I went back 7 generations to heal my family traumas and things that's happened. And now 7 generations for my daughters and my grandchildren. I have 1 granddaughter. And whoever else comes, whether I'm still on this earth or not, I'm healing that situation. I don't want them to go through what I went through, because I made some horrible choices that put me in bad situations. And thank God He took me out of that. But I was willing. It wasn't easy, but I was willing. So I am your daughter standing up here. So I give you that hope. And don't lose your hope and your faith, whatever it is. Do your self-care. That's all I can say to you. I hope that was